Hey everyone, Pharmacist Ben here with Afton Bryant, RN Afton Bryant. Nice to see you, Afton.
Nice.
And Afton is a friend and also an RN and actually a pretty spectacular lady. And she's come up with a very clever business model that is going to help a lot of people, and that is helping a lot of people. It involves IV vitamins, intravenous vitamins, and I've been a big believer in. I talk about supplements all the time, but nothing like intravenous. Intravenous is the bomb. I've seen some amazing things. You know, there's a YouTube video, I don't know if you've seen this, of a guy who has Parkinson's disease. He's got these. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
He's got these terrible jitters, and he does this little Parkinson's walk down the hall, and then they show you after a glutathione IV treatment, and like a new man, right?
Yeah.
Just with the glutathione. There's so many incredible benefits to glutathione, from estrogen detoxification to helping people with HIV, to helping people with colds, who get frequent colds, so anti-aging strategy, movement disorders, neuropathies, and especially when glutathione is combined with vitamin C. So let's talk a little bit about, if you want to talk a little bit about the glutathione molecule. Do you have a familiarity with the molecule itself, or you're more of a clinician?
More clinician, but I do know your body makes it naturally.
Yes.
But of course our bodies are always fighting for the next thing, so your body never can concentrate on just producing that.
That's right. That's right.
when the vitamin C comes in, and if you increase your vitamin C, then that helps increase your glutathione production.
They work together.
Yes.
Vitamin C protects glutathione, and glutathione protects vitamin C. That's how antioxidants work, actually. They all help each other.
Yes.
So an antioxidant actually becomes a bad guy, and then a good guy comes along and has to restore the goodness to that formerly good antioxidant, and then that antioxidant needs support, because then it becomes a bad guy.
Right.
And this happens endlessly. That's why you got to keep having antioxidants.
The glutathione will eat and kind of take over the antioxidant and the toxins, and then the vitamin C, I believe, helps to flush it all out of your system.
Well, it's more like the glutathione, when it does its work, it becomes it becomes a free radical itself.
Right.
And then the vitamin C comes and saves it.
Right.
And that's really the neat thing about antioxidants to me, is that they each contribute to the other's effectiveness. And that's why you want a lot of different antioxidants, and that's why you want combinations of antioxidants. And that's why glutathione and vitamin C are so important together.
Yes.
Glutathione is amazing on its own. With vitamin C, it becomes even more powerful. And that not only talks a lot about the importance of multiple antioxidants, but it also talks a lot about the importance of vitamin C.
Yes.
That thing is ridiculous. Vitamin C.
Well, those of us that know about vitamin C know how ridiculous it is. We need to get everyone else on our page.
Right. From a chemistry perspective, what vitamin C does is unbelievable. You know, Linus Pauling, you know about Linus Pauling? Okay, you got to know about Linus Pauling.
Uh-huh.
Linus Pauling was the first guy to talk about vitamin C, dosing it in large amounts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, so Linus Pauling. So vitamin C is interesting. We didn't really know the vitamin C molecule until like the 1920s. You know, that was when it was first synthesized. Mm-hmm. We knew there was something in oranges, but we didn't really have the molecule synthesized until about 1920. And then in 1920, that's when we started learning about vitamins. They started taking it, and this guy Linus Pauling, who was this brilliant Nobel Prize-winning biochemist, started taking vitamin C, and he became a believer in it. He was taking 10 grams of it a day, and 10 grams a day, and he cured himself.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, right? And he cured himself of prostate cancer. Where he had prostate cancer, and he lived like I don't know if he cured himself, but he had a lot of years after he had prostate cancer, and he attributed it to the vitamin C. And he wrote a whole book on it, today they used to make fun of him. They used to laugh at him. They still do. Doctors still do, because
just like they laugh at us because
they
we're
laugh
doing
at us,
something new.
right? And that's kind of how blasphemy. You know how when you do a blasphemy, or when you're a disruptor in the culture. I forgot who the philosopher was. Schopenhauer. He said, first you get laughed at, then you get violently opposed, and then it gets accepted.
And then they wonder, how do you do that, and how can I do that?
Yeah, that's the third stage. And you know, science. Some guy, Thomas Kuhn, wrote a book called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, and he talked about how all these things happen when there's a new idea. And he said science progresses funeral by funeral. It's like the old way has to die off before the new way comes about. So it's kind of starting over the last 20 years or so. The importance of vitamin C is becoming more and more recognized, and in skincare, it's becoming more and more recognized. When I started working with formulations 35 years ago, I was a pharmacist formulating, so I knew about vitamin C because we learned about it in pharmacy school. We learn a lot about vitamin C.
And they push it as important as it is?
No, they don't say they push it. No, they don't do that.
They just can't touch on it.
No, they talk about it because it's fascinating. It's a fascinating molecule, and it's involved in some very fundamental chemistry reactions. The main vitamin C does a lot of things. Vitamin C's main place of action, or most important, I don't say main place, but one of its most important, we'll say, places of action is in the construction of the most important part of the body, which is the connective tissue.
Yep.
So for wrinkles, for anti-aging, for bones, everybody takes calcium for their bones. They probably need vitamin C more than they need calcium. Vitamin C turns on the production of collagen in the bones for gum disease, for joint disease, but especially for the skin, and especially for wound healing, especially for anti-wrinkles. To me, there's a skincare line that does not feature vitamin C is not an anti-aging skincare line that doesn't feature vitamin C is not an anti-aging.
Well,
skincare
not only
line.
vitamin C, but in the correct dosage and
form.
That's the biggest thing. Because like you said, you can put as much stuff as you want on top of your skin, but if it's not gonna go in 100%. And seep in, what's the point of putting it on?
100%. And that's where being a pharmacist comes in.
Yeah.
Because we understand in pharmacy school we learn how to get things through the skin.
Yes.
It's
it breaks down.
percutaneous absorption, transdermal absorption. That's why you have these drugs that go through the skin, right? And it's so great that you're a nurse.
Like creams and
lotions.
testosterone
That's
cream,
right.
estrogen cream, stuff like that.
Progesterone cream, fentanyl patches, scopolamine patches.
Or like the
transbuccal through the gums,
the gums.
All that stuff, absolutely. Yeah, so the skin is a well-respected route of administration of medication. And in pharmacy school, we study how to leverage the skin, how to use the skin to get drugs into the bloodstream. So I knew some of that technology when I started formulating. So when I started formulating vitamin C, I was like, well, the molecule's water soluble. That's a problem.
Yes.
Because the skin is a barrier to water solubility. It doesn't allow water soluble stuff to go in, right? So that's where I came up with the concept of fatty vitamin C, and I started monkeying around with fatty vitamin C.
Well, and what's one of the main ingredients in a lot of skincare products?
What do you
water.
Mean?
Probably like top 3 ingredients if you look at it.
The most of the, like 80% of the product and 90% of the
So
product.
obviously that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so the fatty vitamin C, when I started, I thought, well, shoot, we should use some fatty vitamin C. And so I started putting it in these products, and I got these incredible benefits. But not necessarily, I wasn't working with anti-aging at the time, I was working with wound healing. So I got these wound healing benefits, because I had this pharmacy where I was helping people with wounds. And then, when people come back from their refills, I noticed that not only were their wounds better, but their skin was better. And that's when it dawned on me that this technology, this concept, this idea of using vitamin C for the skin topically, you could do a heck of a lot of things with it. And we think about it, it makes sense, because vitamin C is such a fundamentally important molecule.
Right, and with wounds, it's so difficult because you need to have that clean environment in order for it to heal. So you can't be putting all this extra stuff in it, alcohol especially, because alcohol will eat all of the tissue.
Preservatives will get in.
Yeah, and it needs to be a clean product. I mean, when we do wound care in the hospital, the first thing we do, clean everything with betadine, clean it with alcohol.
That's
and you're just destroying all the good cells that have been growing and trying to form.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do. They kill everything in there. They slow down the healing process.
Right.
That's personally, to me, if you have a wound, one of the best things you could do is drive in topical vitamins. Vitamin C, without a doubt, but also, vitamin E probably has a very stabilizing effect on the area. The B complex probably would be helpful. Niacinamide. We use in Truth products, I use a lot of niacinamide. I use a lot of vitamin B3. Topically, if the route of administration of nutrients into the skin, or using the skin as a route of administration of vitamins, is a really important feature of anti-aging. It's not, and it's topical skincare that's not being addressed.
Right.
We can use our topical skincare to dose our skin with vitamins and with nutrients, like we take supplements to orally and internally. And in fact, if you're deficient in vitamin C internally, your body will rob it from your skin.
The first place it takes it from.
The first place it takes it from is the skin. So actually, topical not only feeds and nourishes the skin with vitamins, you can use topical products to feed and nourish the skin topically. You can actually replace the nutrients that are missing. So not only are you feeding it, but you're actually replacing the ones that have been robbed for the internal parts of the body.
And if you think about it, if you are giving yourself the vitamins through your skin, and then you're giving yourself the vitamins through an IV and the hydration through the IV, and you're hitting them from the inside and the outside.
That's the way to do it.
Mind blown.
That's the way to do it.
Talk about healing process,
heating up.
Talk about your whole body just in optimal function.
You know what else? For people who have digestive problems, who can't absorb vitamins, who have malabsorption issues, who have Crohn's disease and celiac disease, my favorite place to supplement, or my favorite place to give people supplements, and probably IV, is even better is nursing homes. Have you ever seen anybody in a nursing home get on an IV nutrition?
We're working on that.
You would change. Can you imagine what you would do if you put in a mega dose of glutathione and vitamin C into somebody in a nursing home who's been subsisting on nursing home foods? Oh my God,
well,
they wouldn't let you.
My mother was just feeling, I feel a little cold coming on. I gave her a glutathione IM shot. Within the day, she goes, my throat isn't scratchy anymore. Woke up feeling great. I was like, just a little dose, and your body just it gives it just this moment to just breathe for a second, because it's not fighting itself. It has what it
said
needs.
Something interesting to me when I was talking to you. I think the last time I talked to you, you said that you don't use selenium, or you use low doses of selenium, or you don't use it.
Well, we haven't quite gotten there yet. Like I said, we're disrupting the market.
Well, the reason is,
we have to,
I think there's an important reason for that, and that is there's some nutrients that you don't have to worry about, and there's others that you have to be a little bit careful of.
Yes.
Selenium you have to be a little bit careful with. Zinc you have to be a little bit careful with. Vitamin D you might have to be a little bit careful with. But the most important, the ones that you're working with, the glutathione and the vitamin C, which are two incredibly important ones, if not the most important things you could get IV. I mean, I don't. That's going out on a limb maybe, but they're two of the most important ones. You don't have to worry about them.
Right.
Glutathione is water soluble. It goes out through the body. Vitamin C is water soluble.
Well,
it goes
you
out
do
through the
see
body.
a difference from it.
Right away?
You do see a difference almost instantaneous. Don't want to make any false claims, but your body.
As a clinician, you're not making a claim. You're not making a claim, but in your honest experience as a clinician, it's like putting water on a plant. I make the analogy of putting water on a plant when you've been on vacation or you've neglected your plant for a week, whatever. You can actually see the plant, right? Have you ever done this?
Yeah.
You actually see it. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Well, when people when they're done with their infusion and they just kind of look at you like, I feel pretty good.
Right.
You're just like, okay, we did a good job.
Right. The power supplementation in IV is uber supplementation. It's like extreme supplementation is so blatantly obvious that if we really cared about healthcare in this country, we wouldn't have national drug insurance. We'd have national specialty drips insurance, national IV nutrition insurance. National wellness insurance actually is true. There's a lot of national yoga insurance, national yogurt insurance. Everybody gets yogurt, like yogurt card or something of just powerful probiotic rich yogurt. All right.
I mean, if we can 1 minute, break it down a little bit further, just because when we know how important it is, and when your body is functioning, your body functions on electricity. Right?
At the end of the day, we're electrical.
We're electrical.
That's right.
What is the number one conducer of electricity?
Right.
Water, fluid.
But it's not just any water. Hang on, since you opened up this can of worms.
Bring it. Let's do it. Let them know.
It's not just any water.
Right.
It's magic water.
Right.
It's crystalline water. It's water that has it's a fourth stage of water. There's these in science. They tell you there's 3 stages of water. There's ice. There's liquid. There's steam. There's actually a fourth state of water, which is magical conductive water, which is the water you're talking about, which conducts energy. Does not conduct energy. It
facilitates.
No. It superconducts energy. Yes, superconduction is. This is very cool stuff.
I get excited about this.
Superconduction is when it happens instantaneously. There's no resistance. Usually when there's conductivity, there's some resistance. Water in the body is a superconductor, so it allows information to transfer from head to toe faster than the speed of light, instantaneously.
Right.
So yes, water is a key player in this.
So when you feel like you're not firing on all cylinders, you probably aren't. You need fluid. You need all that, and your body robs it from your skin.
It's the interaction between the fluids and the electrolytes and the connective tissue and the IV nutrition. The IV nutrients. It's like a whole soup that creates this magical matrix that's required. But that's why people can't, a lot of people say, I have dry skin, I'll drink more water. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Because you gotta have all the other stuff. All right, so what else do you want to say?
Well, I just think that we have such a huge thing going here.
Tell us about your business.
So Specialty Drips by Afton is a mobile IV med spa. We do concierge IVs. That means we come to your home, office, hotel, wherever you want us, we'll be there. Special events, parties, anything.
I love the parties.
Yes. Well,
That's
I mean,
great.
you think about it, once one person's doing it, everyone wants to do it.
Right.
Let's try it, you know?
Right.
So
I saw at your event, I saw that a guy who's going to have a birthday party. The wife bought a birthday party gift for her husband, IV nutrition, the gift of IV nutrition. Isn't that cool?
The best
Instead of
gift
cake
you
and
can
beer
give.
and all
Yeah.
that, they're going to do IV nutrients. And Afton's going to walk around with a little IV drip. What do you call that thing? What's that thing
the
called?
IV pole.
The IV pole,
Yeah.
right, on the wheels and stuff.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
that
we
cool?
do, how we got introduced with Truth Treatment Systems is we do med spa treatments also as the peels, microneedling, microderms, Botox fillers. We're Denver's first mobile cool sculpting unit. So we try to incorporate the whole feel good, look good, do good. I'm a big component, and if you're feeling good about the way you look, maybe you'll go out and help other people.
That's awesome,
You
Afton.
know, and I feel like that's something that we have in common.
How do you, tell me about how you're using specifically your experiences with Truth, how you've used it.
Well, I have gotten so many people I know, like nurses, we're the people we'll take care of ourselves last, first and foremost. Like we take care of everyone else and don't worry about ourselves. And I've gotten all my nurses that work for me on this system and they are just loving it. Their skin is glowing.
Yeah,
Yes, they love it. And just getting them excited about something and then they want to pass it on and help everyone else. And so that's
awesome.
That's my number one thing is just.
Did you hear when I said 80% vitamin C on the, did that and I said fat soluble, did that, were you like, damn?
Oh yeah. I think I was probably, being the healthcare professional in that room, was probably the only person that was like,
that's great.
wait, what?
That's great.
80%? What?
That's great. That's great. I love that. All right, good. All right, so what else? Anything else you want to say? Wrap up?
I'm just really excited about just digging in with this and experiencing, the whole community of Truth Treatment Systems and helping as many people as we can.
Sounds good. Thank you, Afton.
And disrupting the market together.
Right on.
When you have a partner in crime, it doesn't
Right.
feel as scary.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Afton Bryant of
Thank
Specialty
you.
Drips. And I'm pharmacist Ben Fuchs. Bye for now.